talk about the technical levels. Kunal, good afternoon. This question would be here that where should we find support now? We've closed even below 22,000. Crucial supports. Bank Nifty has fallen 50 DMA. Nifty is nearly 100 DMA. What should we expect from the any pullback signs that you see on Friday?
Well, I think maybe it's mild bit of a pullback is something which we can expect for the indices. But you know what, this week's price action broadly has indicated that it's dented the trends for the Nifty decisively over the last, something which was shaping up quite well over the last few weeks and as well as over the last, few months. Because on the weekly chart, I think if we close at sub this, 22,000 mark, we could be, going into at least a 7 to 8 week kind of a fresh, in fact, more than 10 weeks of fresh swing low for the index. And that generally doesn't bode well for the indices. The bigger concern for the markets are not just these technical levels, because it's part and parcel that the markets into an ongoing trend, gets into an oversold territory, sees a bounce back, and then a resumption of the trend. The bigger concern is the large cap names in the slew of large cap stocks which are now threatening to go as well as break below their 200 moving averages. So, just 1 month back, the likes of Dr. Reddy, LAT, etc., they were trading comfortably above the long-term moving averages. Now, they are just 0.5% to 1% odd away from breaking below their 200 DMA. So that I think is a bigger concern, because you already have names like HDFC Bank, Bajaj Finance, etc., which are trading below their long-term moving averages. So the more the number of large cap stocks they tend to go below their long-term moving averages, the more the pressure for the indices going forward.
Alright, Kunal, before we come to you for your picks, let's address the question that I'm sure is in a lot of investors' minds. After today's fall, would you now believe that it's a good time to buy now that the markets have significantly come lower?
No, not really. I think one should not venture into buying, at least at this point of time, on the indices broadly, because in such kind of a sharp sell-off, typically we've seen that the index gets into a double test of a major support. So there could be a 1 day, 2 day temporary relief for the indices. You can probably try and play out for that. But the medium term trend, they generally get broken down into such kind of a market texture. And also have to look at this way that many of the large cap stocks are still showing signs of consistent weakness. So I think in that aspect, maybe over the next 1 to 2 weeks or over the next 2 to 3 weeks, we could see one more round of correction. That could probably be a good level where one could look to start chipping in.
Then Kunal, in this sense, what we make out of it, that one should avoid going long. So are you suggesting some short trades here?
No, so I think I would still believe that stock specific, and especially for few of the stocks, there are still better opportunities available. For example, the first one is Aditya Birla Sun Life AMC. That stock apparently has been doing exceptionally well in the last 3-4 days, 3-4 weeks, as well as over the last few months. And that stock is still holding on to that 500 plus breakout point for itself. In fact, today the stock in the opening session made a fresh swing high, trading about that 550 plus mark. So that's a stock which looks attractive. Would look out for targets of 580 on the upside, stop loss at 525. And Cipla could be the other stock which I believe could probably try and come back into action, because my sense is that when the markets get into a high volatile zone, defensive sectors like FMCG, pharma, etc., they are the ones which gets a stronger degree of outperformance. So would recommend Cipla in that aspect, targets of 1400, stop loss 1340.
All right, Kunal, thanks so much for joining us, chipping in your view and also sharing with us your stock picks. On that note, we'll let you go. So Aditya Birla Sun Life and Cipla is what Kunal is picking out amid a market like this. But let's go across.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.